Alright, what's up, guys? So, today I want to talk to you about Zack Snyder's Justice League. I really like Zack Snyder's Justice League. I feel like the 4 hour runtime allowed these characters to develop. It helped to flesh out a lot of things that the original Justice League back in 2017 didn't. I like the addition of Flash saving Iris West. I love that scene where he saves her, where we hear that music in the background, Here I Am. And the beautiful slow-mo save. I think that's I'd say one of my top 10 scenes or top 5 scenes in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I love Superman's return when he's wearing the black suit and he's like not impressed. And you hear the epic Hans Zimmer / Tom Holkenberg version of Superman. Superman's return in Zack Snyder's Justice League is epic. I love the scene where he puts on the black suit for the first time and we hear the voiceover, "It's time, son, fly." And he just flies up into the sky and stands in front of the sun. I thought that was one of the most epic scenes in the film. That scene, his return, and Flash saving Iris West. Zack Snyder's Justice League has beautiful cinematography. The visuals of this film, every shot feels like you're looking at a professional photograph or a painting or something. The artwork and visuals of Zack Snyder's Justice League is beautiful. I love watching this film. It's beautifully shot. I love the soundtrack to this film that was composed by Hans Zimmer and Tom Holkenberg. Zack Snyder's Justice League has a great soundtrack, and it helps to elevate so many scenes in this movie. And the soundtrack to Zack Snyder's Justice League is epic. A lot of the jokes that were in Joss Whedon's cut of Justice League is gone from here. The film is more serious and straightforward. Zack Snyder's Justice League is 4 hours long, but honestly, it doesn't feel like that. Watching this film feels like a 2.5 hour or 3 hour film. I will admit certain scenes feel a bit longer, but they do help to give a lot of character development to certain characters that didn't have that in Joss Whedon's cut of Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League gives a lot of character development to Cyborg. We literally have his entire origin story in this film, and the way he ties into the mother boxes works. In Zack Snyder's Justice League, you understand what a mother box is. When I was watching the Joss Whedon cut of Justice League, although I like certain moments, I didn't really understand who Steppenwolf was or what a mother box could do. So I love the scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League where they explain that you burn a house down, the house turns to dust and smoke. You use a mother box, it regenerates that. So I like the scene. I love the scene where they're all like looking around the box and Flash is like, "I know we're all thinking the same thing. I'm not going to say it." And Cyborg just projects that image of Superman with the red cape flying up, and you hear the Man of Steel, Hans Zimmer, Superman music. So I really like that scene. But yeah, Zack Snyder's Justice League, the visuals are gorgeous. The soundtrack is epic. I like Henry Cavill as Superman. I like Ben Affleck as Batman. I like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. I like Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Say what you will about Ezra Miller as the Flash. I thought he was alright in the role and he was pretty funny. But the cast of this film is perfect. The nightmare scene between Batman and the Joker is pretty intense. He mentioned something about, why would you send a boy to do a man's job? And he's hinting at Robin's death. As we know, Robin dies in Batman Under the Red Hood. It's a comic book, but it's also a animated film where we see Joker beat Robin to death, and Robin is dipped into the Lazarus pit and comes back as Red Hood. So I like that in this film, we got a reference to that, and it opened the doorway that maybe in a future solo Batman film, we might have seen that go down, or we might have seen Batman beat the crap out of the Joker. So there's a lot of things. I love the ending where it says, "For Autumn." I thought it was nice it's sad what happened to Zack Snyder's daughter, and him saying "For Autumn" was very nice. It's sad, yeah, it's sad what happened to Zack Snyder's daughter. But you know, he made a great film, and Autumn would be proud of her father. I like the scene where Henry Cavill tells Lois, "The ring, I'll take that as a yes." So I think it would have been pretty cool, like in the next films, to see Clark and Lois get married, because Henry Cavill and Amy Adams give great performances as Lois and Clark. I like the scene where Superman goes to visit Alfred, and Alfred's like, "Master Kent," and Superman's like, "I'll take it, you're Alfred." So I thought that was pretty cool to see Alfred and Superman interact. As far as the final fight with the Justice League and Superman fighting Darkseid, I liked it. It was so epic. Superman beat the crap out of Steppenwolf, and we see Jason Momoa's Aquaman spear Steppenwolf. We see Superman punch Darkseid, and then Wonder Woman chops his head off as he falls through the portal. And then Darkseid says, "We will use the old ways. Ready the Armada." So it would have been pretty epic to see Justice League Part 2 and 3. The final showdown with Darkseid would have been epic. Plus Flash going back and changing the events. The time travel scene was pretty epic, where, you know, he's like, "This is for you, Dad. Your son was one of the greatest, the best of the best." So I really like the time travel scene and the music that plays there. So Flash in this version of Justice League had a lot more to do, and that was a very epic scene. This film was presented in the 4:3 aspect ratio. So the image is a lot taller, you know, it's not cropped. It was kind of weird watching it the first time, like for the first like 10 or 15 minutes. It looked like a square, but after a while you get used to it and you really start to appreciate the taller aspect ratio. You can really see a lot in this film. But yeah, guys, I really like Zack Snyder's Justice League. Let me know what you think about Zack Snyder's Justice League down in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.